Welcome to Authentic Lived Experience Real Talk. We are Alert Podcast. This is Ronnie.
All right.
Nick.
Hello.
And Pat.
Good afternoon.
Today, with a focus question is there such a thing as a functioning alcoholic? And we are going to start with Pat. So Pat, is there such a thing as a functioning alcoholic?
Why would you start with a man that's been drinking for 35 years on and off and ask him that question?
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
For me, because I was one. But there's two sides to this, because I was a functional alcoholic, so I was working, didn't lose jobs because of my drinking, didn't lose jobs because of my cocaine use, 2 11.5-year relationships. So for me, that's wasn't evicted, paid my rents on time, had cars. What's not functioning about that? That's a functioning life as Instagram would like you to have. So if I told you without the drinking, that's what I was doing, you think I was functioning really, really well, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
However, how much of that was being enabled? That's the difference for me between the functioning alcoholic and enabled, because there's a lot of jobs I could have and probably should have lost.
Yeah.
However, some of the people that were my bosses were my friends. Like, at times then I should have lost my job, then I would have been functioning, because then I'd have lost the house, lost the car, lost everything else. So for me, there's functioning and highly functioning. I do not believe so much in highly functioning at all. Because if you're drunk every single day, properly drunk as an alcoholic, then how can you highly function? You can just about function. So for me, yes, I was functioning, but I had a lot of assistance along the way, should I say, to help me with the functioning bit.
So you believe that there are functioning alcoholics out there, because you would classify yourself as having been one?
Yes, whichever way I was doing it, I didn't go without things.
Yeah.
No one around me went without things, apart from my love and my time, of course, but that's slightly different. But monetary-wise, then fine. Emotionally, it wasn't functioning at all.
Okay, so there was no. Okay, so that's interesting. So you weren't functioning emotionally, but material-wise, yeah, you had food in the cupboards, yeah, clothes on your back, the rent was paid.
Yeah, we were going out, we were partying,
Yeah.
going on holidays. Fantastic. I don't remember many holidays, but we were going on them.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so where do you class functioning? Is it emotionally functioning? Is it mentally functioning? Because everyone talks to you about their material well-being when you ask them, how you doing? Yeah, job, I've got a new job, I've got a new car.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't ask you that. That's how are you doing?
Yeah.
So you're not telling me how you're feeling spiritually, you're not telling me how you're feeling emotionally. So when you say functioning, straight away, even now, I went straight to the material.
Yeah, definitely.
And I know better than that. Because I'm not a materialistic person in the slightest.
The easiest thing though, isn't it? To tell people about what you've got.
Yes.
Rather than how you're feeling. Yeah?
Shivers down my spine just thinking
Right.
about it.
Okay. I'm going to go to Nick, please. So, Nick, is there such a thing as a functioning alcoholic?
You asked me that question in addiction, and I said no. But as you all know, I was a functioning alcoholic for 20 years. Had a really, really good job, well paid, a lot of responsibility. But I was drunk most of the time. Well, not drunk, but certainly too much substance in my body with drink. So absolutely there is. And I think the sad thing is that there's a lot of people out there that drink every day but function. You know, I go to work, doesn't affect them, or maybe they have the odd day off sick, etc., etc. But for me, 20 years of my life, I coped for a long, long time before I got a problem with just drinking. You know, I wasn't blacking out and falling over every day. For a lot of years, I was just drinking all the time, having a drink on the weekend, but then carrying on in the week and having a couple of pints at night, or a glass of wine at night, or whatever it was. And so, is there a functioning alcoholic? I think there's probably more people in the population that are functioning alcoholics than we realise. But you know, that's for them to admit, and that's for them to come out and say. And some people don't want to admit it. Some people don't know. And I didn't know. I spent 40 years and I didn't know I was a functioning alcoholic. I do now, but I didn't know then.
Problem with admitting it though is if you admit to a problem, then as adults we're meant to try and fix it, aren't we?
We are, but then you're not going to admit to a problem for a lot of reasons. You're not going to admit to a problem to an employer. You're not going to admit to a problem to a friend.
Self.
You're not going to admit to a problem to yourself, absolutely, because you don't want to. I enjoy a drink. I want to go to the pub. I want to sit in the beer garden. I want to. All those things that you do, you don't admit to them at all. So, you know, it's a cracking question because at the end of the day, there's a lot of masks there with regards to it, and I'm an expert at, like, you know, having those masks, because for years and years and years, I said to somebody in my very early recovery, well, I haven't drunk a lot, really. I was drinking 2 bottles of vodka a day at the end. I was drinking loads. I was drinking 8 and 9 pints every day sometimes, and I didn't drink a lot. So not only was I not admitting I was a functioning alcoholic, I was a liar as well. There's a lot of us, or a lot of people that are functioning alcoholics, and I'm proud to say that I'm no longer a functioning alcoholic. I'm in recovery, and that's really good.
It is really good. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Lou.
Thank you. Ronnie, for you, so is there such thing as a functioning alcoholic? We've got 2 guys here that have just said that they used to be one.
Obviously you know where I'm going to start. I'm not the same as you, never are you? And if you'd have asked me when I was drinking and the people around me, I'd have said, yeah, functioning alcoholics, definitely a thing. People that drink every day, people that go to work, and they achieve greatness in their jobs, and they don't miss time. I never missed a day off work through being drunk or through substance abuse, ever. So you could say maybe, but you know, if you're using the phrases right, functioning is, I don't know, is it? I don't. It's hard for me because I'm thinking functioning means fit for purpose. Is an alcoholic ever fit for purpose? Because an alcoholic to me is somebody whose first thoughts are always about alcohol. So alcohol or substances. So if you're an addict or an alcoholic, your first thing is you're always constantly in your brain thinking, when am I going to get my next drink? Where am I going to go? What am I going to have after work? What am I going to do to get through today? How am I going to get my stuff by any means possible or whatever? What am I going to do to that? So are you functioning? I don't think so. I don't think you're functioning. If you're an alcoholic or an addict and you're going to work, I don't feel that you're functioning. You might be doing it and you might be surviving and you might be getting through the day, but I don't really believe you're functioning because you're never physically present. I knew that when I was in the madness and when it was on me or whatever, I didn't function in anything. Like, I didn't function in my home life. I wasn't functioning. I was getting through the hours and wishing hours away to get to what I wanted at the end of the day. I don't think I functioned. If you'd have asked me at the time, I'd be like, yeah, I've never missed a day off work. I don't have hangovers, I don't do this, I don't do that. But when my mind's elsewhere and I'm thinking about where I can get my next livener from or I can get my next beer from, am I functioning? I don't think I am. I think I'm running on autopilot.
What your class is functioning, and that's
That's
what
what I mean.
That's
Yeah.
what is the definition.
If it was like I work in the motor trade, if it was a part, I'd say fit for purpose.
Was I fit for purpose? I was fit for. I was not fit
You
for
can say the
purpose.
F-bomb.
I was not fit for purpose. I'm not sworn in one of these yet, and I intend not to. Was I still functioning? Well, yes, because I was breathing, I was eating, I was fulfilling the needs of everybody else around me. I wasn't fulfilling my own. I was substituting with alcohol and cocaine, so I was functioning. In that respect, could I then function without it? Could I? But sorry for interrupting.
I think the interesting thing with that is that interpretation of functioning's now coming to being, because I said what I said, Ronnie said something completely different.
Yeah.
But the truth be known, we're both in the same boat. So, you know, I think it's an interpretation of functioning, but I understand what he said.
Ronnie said surviving. So is it a better term to just say a surviving alcoholic?
Maybe, yeah, because...
Don't you think?
Yeah.
Surviving, because that's what we were doing. We weren't thriving, were we?
How
We weren't thriving
I
at
thought
all.
I was thriving.
Existing.
I thought I was doing really well. I thought, you know, I got a great job.
Because of the material
My mind wasn't
stuff.
working right.
Yeah.
I thought, though, that I was doing okay. I thought, I'm all right. I'm great entertaining all these people and taking all these people out and looking after all the people. I thought I was really good at what I did. And I was kidding one person and one person only, and that was me. But, you know.
But we didn't matter. We didn't matter. We were right to kid ourselves. As long as everyone else was fine, it was great. As long as I could keep that mask up and everyone else could see it, then Patrick's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Then guess what? Patrick believes it. Because you want to believe it, because you need to believe it.
You saying I was wearing a mask?
I needed to believe that. Oh, Phantom of the Opera had less than me.
Yeah. So keeping up appearances.
Well, turn the question round. The people around you, would they class you as functioning?
Oh, they class me as a few things. Somebody beginning with an F. Functioning may not have been the top of their list.
Or turn that round. Was you fit for purpose?
No, but I was functioning because I was walking. Oh, we can go round and round. But yeah, the people around me, you'd have to ask them, but probably not. But yeah, you go from functioning, then you go from functioning, maybe for me, then to surviving, then to non-functioning. That was kind of my journey. But Lou hasn't answered that question.
The word my family used was useless. And I was useless, whether I was functioning or not. I was not fit for purpose. Yeah. And I thought I was functioning, I thought I was doing okay, but there was a lot of times when...
Again though, what stage of your addiction are you at when you stop functioning? Because you are functioning as an addict for a little while. Most addicts and alcoholics, whichever one you call them, because it's functioning addicts as well, don't forget. We keep saying alcoholic, but it's the same for addicts. Do function until you don't. It's like you're not an alcoholic until you are. You're not an addict.
There's different names. Why alcoholic addict? If you're in addiction, I mean, I don't label people. It's not something that I like to do. I know people identify however they wish to. But are you saying that people? I suppose the difference is people who only take the drug alcohol call themselves or identify as an alcoholic if they've got a problem.
Yeah.
Whereas we associate the word addict with illegal drugs.
This is why I had to drop addict in there, because we keep saying alcoholic, and because of the way the terminology, not that I agree with the same as you, because that terminology is out there, you'll lose people just thinking we're just all alcoholics and we're not addicts. Addiction is addiction, and don't let anybody ever kid you any different.
Yeah. We're back to the snobbery, aren't we?
Yes,
people thinking, well, I only take alcohol, therefore, my addiction isn't. I'm not as bad as you because you take cocaine or you have took cocaine.
Are we just told we're addicts as well? Do you know what I mean? So then you can't be an alcoholic, or you have to be an alcoholic and an addict, or you have to be an alcoholic or an addict.
I like we're all humans, and I say I was in addiction. I don't identify other than.
I had a substance use disorder.
I think vocabulary is important.
Than all the other labels that people throw at it. I don't like labels, but that's again, we have another podcast for that one. Don't you worry about that.
I think vocabulary is interesting because it's another podcast really. But the vocabulary of, what you talk about and what you use and is and it can be a very emotive subject.
Absolutely.
I saw the Gabor Mate one. I won't try and quote him word for word from here, but just if you want an interpretation of addiction, and one of the best you'll get, just search Gabor Mate. He didn't hate me anything, but within that, his definition of addiction was pretty much the same about we're all humans. We go through stuff, we are suffering, and as a result of that comes the substance misuse. Do you deal with that? Because if you've got trauma's just shame. Eventually it goes from trauma to shame. The shame is holding the trauma. What you do to get rid of your shame, you use maladaptive practices. What are the most readily available maladaptive practices? Liquor is the most readily, cheapest maladaptive practice you can get. You don't have to phone up for it. You don't have to wait for it. You don't have to wait for that lie from your dealer to say, yeah, I'll have 20 minutes one, mate. Yeah, it was Wednesday, it's now Friday. But yeah, so for me, if you want a definition of addiction, because if it was up to him, he'd outlaw the word.
Yeah, I think I better answer this question because I would have said that I did a speech, didn't I, the week before last, and in that I said in that speech that I was what people called a functioning alcoholic, and the reason I said I was what people called is because socially it's just so that people can understand. If I say to somebody I was functioning in addiction, they get that. If I say I was a functioning alcoholic, people understand that. Yeah, they go, oh, okay, yeah, I understand. So you kept a job, but you were drinking every day. But for me, it was just all about keeping up appearances so that I never missed a day at work or rarely. Like if I was employed somewhere for 9 years and alcohol probably and other drugs probably might have took 1 or 2 days off me in that 9 years. Like, it wasn't a thing for me. I turned up, I did the work. So to society, I was a functioning alcoholic, but you know, for me, I don't like the terminology, but I understand why we use it. And the question over whether we're functioning is very debatable, because certainly it looked like I was, but I was dying inside. You know, I did not want to be here if I couldn't have a drink when I'd finish work, a drink every weekend and other stuff. That was no life, and I thought that once I became a mother, that I would stop being a functioning alcoholic, and I would that void that I felt that was being filled with wine all the time would be filled with motherhood, but it wasn't, and I was still the same Louise. There's a book by John Kabat-Zinn called Wherever You Go, There You Are. Yeah, I couldn't escape myself. And it was terrifying, but to the outside world, yeah, I had a nice little flat, had a nice little car, yeah, always dressed well, yeah, my baby was dressed well. But that's what you would have called me. That's what society would know me as. Oh, she was functioning alcoholic. They didn't have a clue. We don't have a clue who these functioning alcoholics are, because they look like us. They look clean and sober whilst they're at work most of the time. Yeah, and some of them aren't drinking. I wasn't drinking every day. I was trying to get a couple of days sober. You know, going, oh, if I can just do Wednesday, maybe Thursday. Yeah, not enjoying my life until whoop, 7 o'clock. Yeah, I can do it now. There's no judgment now, is there? Because it's 7 o'clock, and that is what is socially acceptable. If somebody phones me now and I'm slurring and it's 8 o'clock, nobody's going to call social services on me then. But if they'd have caught me at 3 in the afternoon, yeah, or they'd have come round at 8 in the morning when I was feeling awful, you know. So I think, yeah, language again, you know, I don't like the term alcoholic. I don't like, you know, this function alcoholic, but I think we have to label things so that people understand what it is. Yeah, don't we? So yes, I think there's thousands, millions of people out there. I think I know lots of them who are just blatantly in denial, because the moment that you identify as having a problem, then that voice inside your head is going, come on then, sort it out. Come on then, sort it out.
It's like your mate who turns around and says, oh, by the way, what time? Oh, it's beer o'clock. You know, that what you just said, the terminology is scary, really.
Definitely. Okay, all right then. Have you got anything else you want to say on vocabulary before we wrap this up, guys? I like the surviving alcoholic rather than the functioning alcoholic. I do like that.
Well, we're all surviving alcoholics, so well done, everybody.
Yeah. I've told you I don't identify like that, Nick, do I? Like Ronnie's different.
I do apologise.
You know Ronnie's different and Ronnie's special.
We're all different, aren't we? That's one of the wonders about this podcast.
When you go for labelling, you can call me whatever you like, but
and we do.
What I don't, yeah.
Do you? Are you okay with that? Really, that statement?
No, fine, let me finish.
Okay.
You can call me. You can call me whatever you want, but do not tell me what to call me, because I get people around me. You're still an addict. You'll always be an addict. If it's true for you and that works for you, fine. But don't you dare, because I will start to lose my temper with you eventually. But you have to. Well, do you think you can drink again? I have no illusions that I can never drink again unless I want to die. I said, but I was an alcoholic. I had, if that's the term we use, which is what we use, I had a substance use disorder, I had maladaptive practices. I've got all sorts of words I can use for it, all sorts of labels that don't say addict, but just because I don't want to class myself, because it's labelling theory, there's a lot of work done on labelling theory, and if you label yourself for the rest of your life, I don't mind in early days I'll call myself an addict, I'll call myself an alcoholic. I needed to hear that in my own head, my own voice, I believe. But afterwards, how long are you going to call me that? Am I going to stick with that stigma around my neck? Am I going to stick with telling myself that I'm an addict 12 years time? Well, what purpose do I see that serving me? I just don't. I don't see keeping myself in that negative mindset and that negative labelling. As long as I know that I can't drink again, well then you're not an active addict, you're still an addict. Right, you got one more chance now to shut up because I will really lose my rag in a minute. Please call me whatever you like, but don't tell me what to call me is the answer I have for that.
Okay.
There's a massive incentive to listen to the next podcast to see what we all call Ronnie and we all call Pat.
Yes.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Before we end though, obviously the programme I work, I call myself an alcoholic. And I'm happy to call myself an alcoholic because that's what kept me safe for 2 years.
And I'm happy for you to do that.
And it works on a daily practice. Do I ever think I can drink again? I don't have to worry about that because my life has changed so much that I never want to drink again. Yeah. So I could probably drop the phrase if I wanted to, but because it doesn't bother me and because it's got me to where I am today, I choose to keep it. The reason I don't drink is anymore and I will never drink again is because alcohol is the opposite to Lucozade for me. It's a performance inhibitor. It does nothing for me. I can see now what it used to do to me, and I never want to go back there. Why would I? I'm a much better person without it. My insides match my outsides. I can talk to people without having to worry about what I'm going to say. I don't upset people. Paddy always says to me, all you've got to do is go to bed, put your head on the pillow and say, did I harm anybody today? And 90% of the time now, I can sleep and I haven't bothered anybody, I haven't upset anybody. So I still use the term alcoholic. It's worked for me up until now. I may choose to drop it in the future, but I'll never drink again because why would I?
Same here, I won't tell you to drop that terminology because it's yours. But by the same way, then people come at me and say, but yeah, definitely, the alcohol did nothing for us. It did nothing for those around us. It did nothing. Did nothing for my bank balance.
Mate, we went out together on Saturday night and we seen what it was doing for other people.
It was quite funny though.
Yeah, and I'm all right not to be in there.
I was drinking a 0 Guinness, and I hadn't noticed. I got a friend that's sitting a bit further back because the lights are a bit dim. He's looking at me drinking this Guinness, and he's giving me daggers, and he's going. I didn't know what was wrong. I thought, another one of upset. I've known him since I was that big. Then he's gone, what's that? I've gone, he's gone. He's gone.
Nice.
Yeah, he said, I'm going to take a photo and out you on Facebook.
Oh, bless him. He's worried about you.
He was, no, he was nice.
He's probably worried about himself.
That from the back of the room, bless him.
Bless. Friends.
I like how you've just finished there, Ronnie, really, by saying, your inside matches your outside. I'm really just echoing what I think we all feel, which is that alcohol has no benefits at all for any of us here.
No,
it does not enhance our lives in any way, shape or form. In fact, it hinders them. And I'm being really kind with my words here when I say hinder. Yeah, because I don't want to swear too much. Yeah, we're only on episode 3, episode 4, whatever it is. Yeah.
It just hinders anything in your life. Anything good in your life will not be enhanced by alcohol ever. And I look nothing like those people on the adverts when I've had a full session. Unfortunately, not. No. I look like. Do you see that A&E series that they have on? I'm one of them 24 hours in A&E. I look a bit more like that when I've had a drink, but yeah, definitely don't look like the adverts. They don't show me on the advert, trust me.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. So thank you for watching. You've been with us today. We are Alert, Authentic Lived Experience, Real Talk. Please, LSC, okay? Like, subscribe and comment, not LSD.
Yes.
Thank you.
Damn.
Thank you.
Cheers.
See ya.
Thank you.